Let her cook. Y'all stop being petty. Stop being catty, cause she like a double-edged sword. She couldn't tell left and right, and it's bothering y'all, and I see it. Let's go.
Did you hear that not everyone is pleased with Caitlin Clark's decision to make a move after her playoffs? To put it mildly, the WNBA and ESPN are furious as they watch her realize her value, and it's making them angry.
Say this. I love the point that you made about Caitlin Clark in terms of the BS that she had to deal with off the court. We got to remember she's been box office. She was the main attraction, and there were so many storylines that's been associated with her. Most recently, the whole thing with her and Cheryl Swoops, even though it really wasn't her. It was Cheryl Swoops and all this. Every time you turned around, there was something that she had to deal with.
After her debut WNBA season, Caitlin Clark has packed her bags to leave America for an off-season in Europe, but ESPN is not happy with this at all. They are throwing temper tantrums like a baby and acting as if they have any right over Caitlin Clark, but after their dismissive coverage of the WNBA's biggest star, ESPN doesn't get to decide whether Clark leaves or stays in that pathetic league. They didn't care when she was playing under enormous pressure and still coming on top of the game. They didn't come to her rescue when she needed it the most. Now they are left scrambling for leftovers after she's gone because now nobody's watching WNBA. The burning question on everybody's minds now is whether she is leaving the WNBA to play in another league overseas. And let me tell you, all these news articles circulating on social media are unreliable, to say the least. These articles are not reliable, but what we can confirm is that she's already left America to pursue a 200-day vacation in Europe. But is she going to play in the European leagues? Well, here's what we know.
That news, we've already heard from Caitlin Clark that she will not be playing overseas. She won't be playing in any organized basketball organization. She actually said that she is going to become a professional golfer during this offseason.
Yes, you heard correctly. After dominating the basketball court and igniting the WNBA, Caitlin Clark is ready to begin her professional golf career during her off-season. She now hopes to set golf records in her. Additionally, for those of you who are unaware, she was a fantastic football player in college. Her highlights from one match where she
Highlights from one game where she scored 3 goals. That's right, 3 goals in one game. And I know these highlights are far from HD 4K, so I zoomed in after each goal so you could get a closer look. Caitlin does such a good job of staying on sides here, and then the second that pass goes through, she puts on the afterburners and then hammers it home low.
She is a versatile athlete who can make her mark and excel in any sport now that she is soaring high, which is what makes her stand out from the other WNBA players. Caitlin Clark is the golden goose, as ESPN and the WNBA have realized, but it's too late. Her ship has already departed across the Atlantic.
Owning the fact that what really was their objective and what really was their agenda is that they resented the fact that this young lady who came into the league, took it by storm, and drew in a level of attention that they weren't able to endure. They weren't able to.
The question now is whether she should remain in the WNBA or leave for a stronger league in Europe or elsewhere, like many of her teammates, considering how poorly the WNBA and her rivals have treated her this season.
During this offseason, the players are already moving around. So a couple players have already announced that they are going overseas. We have Kelsey Mitchell going to play in China, Nalissa Smith also playing in China, and Nalissa Smith is one where there was a big question mark around her if she would be returning to the Indiana Fever, but she'll be going to play in China, and Temi Fagbenle will be playing in Turkey.
Although Caitlin Clark has stated that she will not be joining any European leagues and that she may rejoin the WNBA the following season, the question is whether she should continue playing in the WNBA and run the risk of losing her fitness reputation and overall potential, which none of IT answers.
It addresses my point. My point is, she's the golden goose. You have been clamoring for attention. You've been clamoring for more cachet, fair and equitable treatment, chartered jets, weight room facilities, dollars, marketing opportunities, etc., etc.
Indeed, Caitlin's admirers will follow her everywhere. So wouldn't it be preferable if she joined a stronger league? Additionally, keep in mind that European leagues offer better playing conditions, more attractive bonuses, and more competitive pay than the WNBA.
NBA season ending for many teams, there are already so many players heading overseas to play during the off-season. But with all of the drama currently surrounding the WNBA, on top of the low-paying salaries, some of these players are questioning if they'll even return.
After becoming dissatisfied with the WNBA authority, many players have already left to offer their services abroad. For instance, Gabby Williams, a forward for the Seattle Storm, complained about the WNBA's low pay and lack of promotional opportunities. The WNBA authorities did nothing to placate her and instead chose to openly ignore her. Gabby also exposed the commissioner's lies.
During her exit interview, Storm player Gabby Williams warned the WNBA, if you want to keep international players, you need to do better. So here's what she had to say.
The W thinks that they don't have to pay us more in order for us to be here. And I think I didn't express that when I first talked about prioritization. You know, our commissioner talked about us being able to, you know, make 700,000. That's not true at all. There's not one player who makes that. And we were promised, you know, team marketing agreements and league marketing agreements, but they've fallen quite short. So it's still not enough for us international players to want to stay here. And that's a choice of the players. If I make a choice to make more money and whatever, and then the, you know, teams are mad that I don't come back, but that's how it is. So yes, it just, the WNBA, you know, if you want us to be here, you have to pay us more. It's business. It's how it works.
This is precisely what's wrong with the WNBA. They don't care if players are getting lower salaries, getting fouled all over the place, or being treated disrespectfully by other players, especially many of these casual players. After her requests were disregarded, she was compelled to search for better opportunities and signed a contract with the Turkish team Fenerbahçe SK in 2024.
And specifically, a lot of these casual fans who have come into watching the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark, who plays a smooth style of basketball, who shoots from really far away, who makes great passes, who handles the ball well. People are coming for a style of play that is similar to that. They are not looking for post players to be posting up on one another, drop step, one step to the basket, cheap shots, fouls, slow style of basketball. They want to see a run and gun game, and I think that that is the most exciting way to watch a women's.
And Caitlin Clark has turned into the biggest victim of WNBA officials. The envious veterans treated her disrespectfully, mocked her, and made fun of her on the court. On the other hand, her haters did everything in their power to abuse her. For example, during the famous iPook incident, Right Carrington committed a blatant foul against Caitlin Clark and was shamelessly celebrating it with her teammates. The WNBA simply stood by and watched as they made fun of fair play and sportsmanship. Angel Reese followed suit, and the WNBA once again purposefully ignored her fouls and did nothing. Where was the indignation then? I mean that ESPN did not stand with Caitlin Clark in any way, nor did they condemn the assailants for their flagrant harassment of the greatest WNBA player to emerge in a long time.
There's no one like Caitlin Clark in the history of the WNBA.
Take a look at how many fouls were called against her this season to see that Clark has had enough and is leaving a league that has been utilizing her as a punching bag.
Caitlin Clark received 17% of the WNBA's flagrant fouls this season, and 80% of those flagrant fouls were committed by the Chicago Sky against Caitlin Clark.
Yes, you heard correctly. Why should Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's Rookie of the Year, stay? We know that she has helped the Indiana Fever play so well, and the team could have won that playoff game if Clark hadn't been hurt. Clark received nearly 20% of the team's total fouls during her rookie season, which is roughly 1/5 of the season's total fouls.
Issue of my question is, where the fuck are her teammates at? Where y'all at? Where the rest of the Indiana Fever at? I've seen a couple girls smirk when she's got knocked down, half-assed to pick her up. Like, y'all supposed to protect the asset, protect the star. And all this is the team, she's the star. You always protect your star.
She had to defend herself physically against the constant fouls. Clark has admitted that she felt like she was being pounded.
She struggled with physical defense she's faced at the professional level and voiced frustration with the league's officiating, recently telling reporters, quote, "I feel like I'm getting hammered and everybody is physical with me. And opponents get away with things that other people don't get away with." That's what Caitlin Clark said. That is what she said, okay? But to me, it's a bigger issue going on.
After her debut, Caitlin was filled arenas, selling out stadiums, and revolutionizing the game, yet her team could barely gather a few thousand people before her.
We should have been giving her the credit. We saw the ratings. We saw the merchandise sales. We saw the attendance. But y'all want to make it about something else. Oh, what about the women that laid the foundation? What about this? What about it? That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is box office. She's doing this. And instead of giving her credit, y'all tried to make it about, oh, y'all poo-pooing the old girl.
However, has ESPN treated her like the celebrity she is? Nope. They missed the mark, and now they're frantically attempting to maintain their reputation. Clark has frequently defeated Hall of Fame athletes like Diana Taurasi, demonstrating that she is not simply a celebrity, but the best of the best.
Caitlin Clark has arrived on the scene. Record ratings, record revenue, everything that you could think, record attendance, everything. They've never had it before.
And while she was carrying the entire WNBA on her back, the league looked the other way and let her take dirty plays one after another without calling any referees. It seemed as though they didn't care that their biggest draw was being eliminated, but now that Caitlin has had enough and wants to do well for herself, they all seem to care that it's their loss.
When you have the face of your league getting nearly 20% of all flagrant fouls called against her, that is an issue. And that's not just an issue that the players have to work out. That is from top down. That goes to the commissioner level. Like, that is the level that needs to control these kinds of.
ESPN and the WNBA are furious right now, but they had a chance to make her the face of the league and build a franchise around her, but they chose to let her leave. Caitlin Clark should move on to something larger and better because she is tired of being used. ESPN can attempt to spin the narrative however they like, but they failed to capture one of the best talents.
And those folks were very, very loud and conspicuous with their dissent towards things involving Caitlin Clark. When we pointed that out, we said why? What was the necessity for it? Because a rising tide lifts all boats.
Therefore, it will be a while before we see Caitlin Clark play basketball.
Well, that's it, you guys. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever were just kicked from the WNBA playoffs, and it looks like we're not going to be seeing Caitlin Clark play basketball again for another 200 days. An ESPN reporter said at the end of the Indiana Fever Connecticut Sun Game 2 that Caitlin Clark almost definitely will not be playing basketball this offseason. So no overseas and no 3-on-3 unrivaled league.
What comes next? Will Caitlin be going somewhere where her skills will truly be valued? Will ESPN and the WNBA attempt to determine what went wrong? Please share your ideas in the comment section, and as always, thank you for watching.
What will this mean for WNBA ratings? During Game 1 of the playoffs, the Fever had nearly 2 million viewers tuning in, while all the other games had around 400,000. Even the WNBA Countdown, which was aired before the Indiana Fever game, had more viewers than 2 of the series. With Caitlin's departure, do we think that these new WNBA fans are going to stick around for the rest of the playoffs? The Liberty Aces series might be one that draws some numbers. The disparity between 1.8 million and around 400,000 is wild, especially with football season being in full swing.
Did you hear that not everyone is pleased with Caitlin Clark's decision to make a move after her playoffs? To put it mildly, the WNBA and ESPN are furious as they watch her realize her value, and it's making them angry. Please remember to like, subscribe, and enable all notifications if you have watched this far and found the video entertaining.